Hi students, welcome to the next session of our structure of atom. In the previous lesson, in the previous session we have discussed about principal quantum number, angular momentum quantum number. Today we will discuss about magnetic quantum number, a very important session which will help you to understand so many concepts in next the classification of element, the periodic table, or the chemical bonding lesson, or the carbon and its compounds lesson is based on last previous session and this and next coming up sessions. These three sessions are very important. Just like a review, if you go with the review and the continuation of this segment, the principal quantum number is going to give the reference to the main shell, where the angular momentum quantum number is going to give the reference to the subshell. Okay, that's what we have discussed. Principal quantum number gives the reference to the main shell. Angular momentum quantum number gives the reference to the subshell. How the subshell is. Okay, what does it mean? What does it mean? Let's take an example. Very important discussion is. Okay, already we know that we have the shell. First shell is referred by K, where it is this K is going to be referred by a principal quantum number n with n is equal to 1. If principal quantum number is giving the information about the shell, principal quantum number gives the information about the shell, that is referred by small n. If small n, that is principal quantum number is 1, that is K shell. Now how to get how many number of subshells are there, that already we have discussed, that is calculating the number angular momentum quantum number, that is it is ranging from 0 to n minus 1. This is the formula that you have to keep in mind. That is a range formula. In order to calculate the number of subshells possessed by a shell, we are going to use 0 to n minus 1, gives the information about L value. Okay, that is 0 to, what is the n value in this case? That is 1. 1 minus 1, that is 0 to 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 to 0 will be only 1 0. 0 to 0, in number system we have only 1 0. That means we have only 0. Only 1 0, don't take it as a content, that is quality, quantity, you take it as a value. One value we have. What is that value? One value is 0. That means L value is 0. One value that is going to possess. That means we have one subshell. Keep in mind. For n is equal to 1, we have one subshell, L is equal to 0. Okay. How this subshell is referred, that all we will discuss later. That is subshell. See, n is equal to 1. This is a principal quantum number, is denoted by L, K, sorry. And if L is equal to 0, this is the subshell which is denoted by S. Okay. N is equal to 1 is K shell, main shell. L is equal to 0 is a subshell which is denoted by S, small s. That means if n is equal to 1, we have one subshell. If n is equal to 2, suppose if n is equal to 2, that is K L shell. Keep in mind, very important discussion. Just this is a review of last video for those who didn't go through that last video. So now I want to know how many number of subshells are present. To know how many number of subshells, again we have a formula, range formula, that is 0 to n minus 1. Range formula is 0 to n minus 1. What is 0 to, what is n in this case here? 2. That is 2 minus 1, that is 0 to, 2 minus 1 is 1. So 0 to 1 is 0 and 1. Two cases we have. We have 0 to 1 0 and is 1. That is L is equal to 0. We have L is equal to 0 and L is equal to 1. L is equal to 0 and L is equal to 1. We have, that means we have two subshells here. We have two subshells here. That is L is equal to 0, one subshell. L is equal to 1 is one more subshell. That means based on the principal quantum number to that respective shell, we can identify how many subshells can that shell possess. Okay. So if L is equal to 0, it is denoted by S. L value 0, that is denoted by S. If N value is 1, it is denoted by P. That already we have discussed. Okay. And if L is equal to 2, if L is equal to 0, for second case n is equal to 3. We have 3 subshells now. L is equal to 0, L is equal to 1, L is equal to 2. Okay, that is L is equal to 0 S, L is equal to 1 P, L is equal to 2 D. Okay, suppose L is equal to 4. This is K shell, K L, this is M shell, this is N shell. So as there are 4, n is equal to 4, how many subshells should it contain? 4. Okay, that is L is equal to 0, L is equal to 1, L is equal to 2, L is equal to 3. Keep in mind that subshells starts from 0. L is equal to 0, 1 subshell. Referring with the angular momentum quantum number L is equal to 0. That is 1 subshell which is referred by L is equal to 0. If L is equal to 1, 2 subshells, L is equal to 2, 3 subshells. Okay, keep in mind it's angular momentum quantum number is not starting from 1, it is starting with 0. 0, 1 subshell, 0, 1, 2 subshells, 0, 1, 2, 3 subshells, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 subshells. How to determine? That is range. Actually, we are using the range formula, that is 0 to n minus 1. In short form, based on the n value also we can identify how many subshells can be possessed by a shell. Okay, n is equal to 4, L, K, L, M, N. N shell is the 4th shell, so n value will be 4, principal quantum number. How many subshells will be? 4 subshells. L is equal to 0, L is equal to 1, L is equal to 2 and L is equal to 3. S, P, D and F. These are the 4 subshells. Keep in mind, L value, angular momentum quantum number, L value will start from 0. 0, that is 0. If L is equal to 0, that is S. If L is equal to 1, that is P. L is equal to 2, that is D. L is equal to 3, that is F. That means K shell contains 1 subshell. S subshell it has. L shell has 1 subshell. That is also S subshell and P subshell. M shell has 1 S subshell and P subshell, 1 D subshell. N subshell has 1 S subshell, 1 P subshell, 1 D subshell, 1 F subshell. Keep in mind, all these S subshells are not same. This is first, how to refer? This is first shell, S subshell. First shell, S subshell. This is second shell, S subshell. This is how to refer this? Second shell, P subshell. This is how to refer this? Third shell, S subshell. Third shell, P subshell. Third shell, D subshell. Okay, what it will become? Fourth shell, S subshell. This is fourth shell, P subshell. Fourth shell, D subshell. Fourth shell, F subshell. Like that. If it is fifth shell, sixth shell, continuous seventh, eighth shell, that sequence goes on. Okay, there is one rule. Keep in mind, referring to this same when we are going to suppose when we are going to school, suppose to refer 10th classroom. If we have 2 sessions or 3 sessions, 10th classroom. How to refer to 10th classroom? Suppose in first A block, first block, room number 1. First block, I have 10th. First room is 10th class. First block, second room. First block, third room. Like that. First block, first room. Otherwise, second block, first room. Second block, second room. Like that. Every third block. Like that. In order to refer to the respective room, we are going to take the help of a block. Then afterwards to the respective room. In the same way, that block, that respective room. That means that shell and the respective subshell. The shell and respective subshell. The shell and respective subshell. Shell and respective subshells. Okay, I hope you understood this. This is just a glance review of last session. Now, in this, with the help of this, we are going to discuss about what is a magnetic quantum number is. Okay, what is a magnetic quantum number? Next, third type of quantum number is magnetic quantum number ML. Small m subscript. Down to that you have to write L. ML. Magnetic quantum number we have to discuss about. Very important session based on this. Take that as a continuation of the session. See, we have seen that whether we are able to see this, all of you. This is atom is in the shape of a sphere, that already we know. Atom is in the shape of a sphere. Now this is the positive charge is located at the center. That's already we have learned. And we have a K shell. Already as per the Schrodinger model, in order to thinking, Bohr has specified that atom is in the shape of a sphere and positive charge is located in the center. There is a fixed energy level. A path is there around that. According to it is the Bohr, but according to Schrodinger, this path, instead of taking this path into consideration, we are taking the region. This region is as the shell. Okay, the region as the shell where there is a maximum possibility of finding the electron to revolve in this region. Instead of assuming the electron is revolving in a path, we are making that electron is revolving in this region. That's it. Schrodinger model. Okay, that means K shell. I have K shell. This magnetic quantum number gives the information about how the subshells are arranged, or how the subshell is occupying the space in the atom, or how the subshell is going to oriented. Oriented is nothing but how it is arranged, how it is going to occupy, how it is going to look like, how it is being representing this shell is the main concept of the magnetic quantum number. Okay. Very important session. Listen carefully. K shell is a region. For this K shell, we have a subshell that we calling as S. It is referred by 1s. How this 1s will be, or how this 1s is being oriented, arranged, or occupying the space, that what we have to learn. To do this, to know about this, we are taking the help of a magnetic quantum number which is referred by ml. How to get number of orientation, how the S subshell is being oriented, we are taking the help of magnetic quantum number. Okay, how to know that? We have again one more formula, that is minus L2 plus L. This is one more range we are taking into the consideration. That is, based on N, we have found L value, magnetic angular momentum quantum number. Based on angular momentum quantum number, we are going to calculate what is the magnetic quantum number is. See, based on L, we got L value. Based on L value, we are going to get ML value. That is, ML is minus L to plus L. Minus L. In this case, what is the minus L? Minus 0 to plus 0. Plus 0. Minus 0 to plus 0, we have only 1 0. We have only 1 0. That is, ML is 0. ML is 0. Okay. What is this ML? The orientation. How this get oriented? How that orientation reference. This is the orientation reference is 0. ML value is 0. That is the orientation reference. How this orientation will be? In the form of a sphere. That means it will be in the shape of a sphere. It will be. That means S subshell has only one orientation. That is, ML value is referred by ML value. Referring by ML value is equal to 0. How that ML value orientation will be? In the form of a sphere, like a sphere. Spherical shape. That is, we can say this spherical shape as orbital. ML this spherical shape, ML value is equal to 0 for S. This reference orientation we can consider with orbitals. That means S orbital, when it is possessing ML is equal to 0, S orbital will be in spherical shape. What does it mean? Let's try to understand. K shell, we have one subshell S, we have one orientation, that is one orbital. In this orbital, how it is getting oriented? In a spherical shape. That means atom is in the shape of a sphere, positive charge is located at the center. That means this spherical atom is in the shape of a sphere, positive charge is located at the center. Just above the nucleus, we have one more sphere. What is the reference of the sphere? That is one first shell, S subshell. First shell, S subshell. How it is oriented? In the form of a sphere. Have you understood? Next, if you go with the second discussion, you will get some more idea. First shell has one subshell. It is referred by 1s. One magnetic number we have L is equal to 0. One magnetic quantum number we have that Ml is equal to 0 for S subshell is referred by spherical shape. That means this is the reference. That means first shell. This is the first shell K shell. One subshell we have S subshell. How it is getting oriented in the form of a sphere. This is 1s. Now coming to second shell, we have two subshells S and P. We have S. How this S is oriented? Let's see. Same again. Minus L to plus L. Again, orientation we have to take for every subshell. There will be a orientation that we have to take into the consideration. Okay. For this is the second shell I am talking. Second shell contains one S subshell. Second shell contains one P subshell. Where S shell has L value 0, where P shell has L value 1. How it is getting oriented? That's what I want to know. That is minus L to plus L. That is minus L. How much? Minus 0 to plus 0. That is only 0. Ml is equal to 0. Already we have discussed. For S subshell, if Ml value is 0, magnetic quantum number is 0, how it is getting oriented? In the form of sphere. Okay, that means this 2s also is occupying the space in the form of a sphere now here. Again one more sphere. What is this sphere? Atom is in the shape of a sphere. There is a nucleus. Nucleus above the nucleus, upon the nucleus one sphere, that is 1s. This sphere upon a sphere is what? This sphere upon a sphere is referred by 2s. Have you understood, all of you? Sphere, first sphere is 1s region. Sphere upon a sphere. Sphere upon a sphere. Sphere upon a sphere is 2s. Second shell, S subshell, oriented in the form of a sphere. Now let's take the concern of what is the ML values for P subshell. Okay, for P subshell also same. That means how this P subshell is being oriented or organized in this or occupying the space of the atom. That's what we are going to learn. Okay, very important discussion. Try to understand. Okay. Same. How to calculate the orientations? Same again from minus L to plus L. Okay, that is minus L to plus L. What is the L value for this P? That is 1. That is minus 1 to plus 1. Okay, if we take the number system, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. It is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 and so on. So minus 1 to plus 1. Minus 1 to plus 1. How many values we have? Minus 1, 0 and plus 1. Minus 1, 0 and plus 1. 3 values we have. Minus 1 to plus 1, we have 3 values. That is equal to 0. That is Ml is equal to 0. That is Ml is equal to, Ml is equal to minus 1. Ml is equal to 0. Ml is equal to plus 1. That means this P subshell is going to be arranged or organized or oriented in the form of 3 ways. In the 3 orientation it consists. Okay, where Ml, that is referred by Ml is equal to minus 1 reference, Ml is equal to 0 reference, Ml is equal to plus 1 reference. One thing, don't get confused. If Ml is equal to 0, which is referred in the spherical shape for S subshell, but not if Ml is equal to 0 for P subshell, it is not in the spherical shape. Okay, for S subshell, Ml is equal to 0, it is in the spherical shape. Okay, for P subshell, Ml is equal to 0, how it is, that's what we are going to discuss. Okay, till now we discussed that P subshell. For second shell, I have two subshells, S and P. For P subshell, while calculating the orientations, I came to know that this P subshell is organized or oriented in 3 orientations or in the form of 3 orbitals. The orientations we can call 3 orbitals. Okay? How these 3 orbitals are referred by? Ml is equal to 0, Ml is equal to 1, Ml is equal to minus 1, Ml is equal to 0, and Ml is equal to plus 1. How they are going to refer by? This Ml is equal to minus 1 is referred by Px. Okay, Ml is equal to 0 is referred by Py. ml is equal to plus 1 is referred by pz. Okay. Second shell, I have second p subshell. In this p subshell is oriented in the form of three orientations, where ml is equal to minus 1, ml is equal to 0, and ml is equal to plus 1. ml is equal to 0 is px, ml is equal to 1 is py, ml is equal to plus 1 is pz. Now how they are being occupying the space of the atom is the main question. Okay, this px is in the shape of a dumbbell. A dumbbell shape it will be. This is the shape of a dumbbell. Py will be also in the shape of a dumbbell. Pz is also in the shape of a dumbbell. Like this, a dumbbell shape that they have. Spherical, it's not a spherical, it's a dumbbell shape now. Px also in the shape of a dumbbell, Py also in the shape of a dumbbell, Pz also in the shape of a dumbbell. But how they are organized, we take a look on this figure. Okay. Before that, how this x-axis, y-axis and z-axis, before that, how this x and y and z are organized in a 3 dimension, that I am going to explain, show with this. Okay. Already we know the line which is drawn horizontal can be considered as x-axis. This is x. This is x-axis and this is y. This is x and this is y. Z, if I try to draw on the board, suppose this is x, this is x and this is y. X and y. When I try to draw z, it is out and in of the board. In and out of the board, which I can't see. This is inside of the board and outside of the board, which I can't draw on 3D. So I am taking the help of this. This is z-axis. Are you able to see this clearly? This is x-axis. This is x-axis. This is y-axis, and this is z-axis. Z-axis, drawing Z-axis on a 2-dimension board is not possible. So just what we do it, if I see from this side x-axis and y-axis only visible, z-axis will not be visible. To make it draw on the board, just we will draw, while drawing these orbitals, we will draw just in a slide form, appearing the view from this way, so that we can see this z-axis also. If you draw straight, exactly quite opposite, z-axis cannot be drawn. Just we'll draw the figure from this view. X-axis we can draw, y we can draw, z also we can draw. Now how this getting oriented, that's what we have to discuss here. That means if this is x, px will be accommodated along the x. This is px. Occupying the space in the atom, px. This is px. Py. Which px? This is which px is there? Which one? Second shell px. 2px. That is, this is 2px. This is 2py. Actually, p subshell have oriented in 3 forms. This px and py and pz. Which px? Second shell px. Which py? Second shell py. Which pz? Second shell pz. Okay. This is 2px, 2py, 2pz I can't draw. Okay, this is 2p, out and in. Inside will be, there is a dumbbell like this. In and out of the board there is a dumbbell shape arrangement, that is taken as pz. Just to draw, as we are seeing from this view, assuming we are seeing this view, instead of seeing from this side, assuming we are seeing from this view, I am drawing this as, don't take side by side, it is actually exactly perpendicularly opposite to that. As I can't draw, I am just taking the reference, this as a pz, suppose. So this is pz. Actually, which is in and out, this is 2pz. Which is in and out, I am just taking the reference. To draw, I am taking this. I can't draw 3D on the board. Have you understood? Have you understood the orientation? Second shell, it contains 2 subshells, S and P. It is referred by 2P. 2P has 3 orientation, that is magnetic quantum numbers. That is M, L. Ml is equal to minus 1, Ml is equal to 0, and Ml is equal to plus 1, where it is oriented in the form of Px, Px, Py, and Pz. That is, S is represented in the spherical form. This is in the form of dumbbell. Keep in mind, S orbital either for 2s, or for 3s, or for 4s, all s orbitals will be in the form of dumbbell. Sorry, all the s orbitals in the form of a sphere, spherical shape. Okay, 1s in the spherical shape, 2s sphere upon sphere. After 2s, 2p is oriented in px, py and pz. We have px, py and pz. Now we will see about how the orbitals are getting accommodated or oriented in the sphere for the third shell. Okay, same third shell, if I take for n is equal to 3, we have s, p and d. 3 subshells will be. For s, 3s, again we have ml value. For s, again ml value is same. ml value is equal to 0. If ml value is equal to 0 for s, what is the shape? Spherical shape. After this, again first sphere, that is 1s. Second sphere is 2s. After that, p orbitals are there. Upon this all, we have one more sphere here. This reference is 3s. First sphere 1s, sphere upon sphere 2s. Again, after that we have px, py and pz. After among all this above, we have 3s, that is ml 3s. As it is 3s, ml value will be 0. Again, it will be in the form of a sphere. So sphere, this is 3s. Okay. Now 3p. Again 3p. Again ml value will be ml value is equal to -1. ml value is equal to 0. ml value is equal to +1. Again px, py, pz will be there. So this this is a 2p. Above that we have 3p here. This is 3px. Upon this 3py. Upon this three-dimension z axis, already 2p is there, z axis. Upon the pz, we have one more bigger than that, that is 3pz. Okay. Now let's see how this d is getting oriented and how many number of. I hope you understood. 3s will be in the shape of a sphere. 3p in the shape of a dumbbell. 3p in the shape of a dumbbell, where it is going to occupy the above top region of the 2p, 2pz, 2px. There will be 3px. Okay. 2py. Upon that there will be 3py. Upon 2pz there will be one more 2pz. Let's see what happens to pz. What happens to 3d. Next, coming to the 3d. Here when calculating 3d, magnetic quantum number for this we have to calculate. That means how many ways there for p, how many ways they are oriented? 3 ways. For d, how many ways they are oriented? That also we have to see. How this getting oriented? Let's see. Okay, that is -L2. -L2 plus L we are going to take. -L2 plus L. What is the L value for d? L value for d is 2. L value for d is 2. That is -2 to plus 2. So -2 to plus 2, how many? -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. That means we have 5 values. That is ml is equal to -2, ml is equal to -1, ml is equal to 0, ml is equal to 1, ml is equal to 2. See, -2, 1, -1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. That means we have 5 orientations. That means d orbital is oriented. D orbital is oriented in 5 ways. D orbital is oriented in 5 ways. What are the 5 ways? That is, if ml is equal to -2, ml is equal to -2, that may be, when we are discussing about px, 3 ways is px, py, pz. Here we will call as dxy. dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square dz square. As it is initially, you may feel difficulty. 5 ways you can orient. The d orbital can be arranged in 5 ways. That is -2 dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square. Here this dx square minus y square, where it is dz square. These are the 5 ways of getting oriented of d orbital. And let's see how the d orbital is. Okay, d orbital is organized. The orientation of the d orbital is in the form of a double dumbbell. Double dumbbell shape. Are you able to see this? Okay, d orbital will be in the form of a double dumbbell shape. Very important discussion. Let's try to understand. First of all, I am talking about dxy. How this dxy is getting organized. Okay. In order to understand till now what happened, just go with a review. Just revision. 1s we have a spherical shape. 2s sphere upon a sphere. 2px there is a px orbital, px py orbital, that is dumbbell shape, pz in the dumbbell shape. After that we have one more 3s, that is sphere upon a sphere upon a sphere, among all this. Okay, that is 3s. Again 3p again oriented in three form: 3px, 3py, 3pz. So dumbbell upon a dumbbell 3px, dumbbell upon a dumbbell 3py, dumbbell upon a dumbbell 3pz. Now dx, how the dx will be? See, as it is xy, sorry, dxy, as it is xy and as it is double dumbbell, x axis, y axis. See, this is x axis and this is y axis. Are you able to see this properly? Okay, this is x axis and y axis. In between of this x axis and y axis, there is a dumbbell. Here, from here to here, there will be a dumbbell like this. Here, that is one dumbbell occupying this space. In between x and y only. This is in between x and y. One dumbbell. This also x and y again. Here also one dumbbell can come. That is double dumbbell. Try to understand. See, this is x axis and y axis. Okay. Between these two, that is one dumbbell. Between these two, again there is one dumbbell. What is this combination of this all two dumbbells combined together? We can say dxy. Are you able to follow? If it is aligning along the axis, it is px. If it is aligned in between of the axis, that is dxy. That is d, double dumbbell. Have you understood, all of you? This is x axis. This is y axis. Two dumbbells. That is one dumbbell is here between x and y. One dumbbell is here between x and y. That is pxy. Okay, that means whenever I want to draw, this is x axis and y axis. Between these two, there will be a one dumbbell. There will be a one dumbbell. Okay, that is 3D xy. This is 3D xy. Next 3D yz. Yz will be, this is y. This is y axis and z axis. Between yz, are you able to follow? Okay, this is y and this is z. There is a gap between y and z. This one and this one. Y, z. There is a gap between y and z. So this is one dumbbell, one dumbbell, one dumbbell, one dumbbell. Two dumbbells. Like that they get organized. Okay, x, z. Again x and z. Between x and z, we have one space. X and z. This is one dumbbell. This is x and z, one dumbbell. So two dumbbell. This is one dumbbell here, one dumbbell. Two dumbbell get occupied between x and z. Double dumbbell. One dumbbell, two dumbbells, double dumbbell. Okay. X, y, z, zx, understood. X square minus y square. How it will be x square minus y square? X square minus y square is in the shape. Now we will discuss about the x square minus y square. How it will be? Same like px and py, if how they are getting organized. The same way, if one dumbbell is along the x-axis and one dumbbell is along the y-axis, the combination of these two will become dx square minus y square. Okay? Look like px and py, but it's a combination now. px will be along the x-axis, py will be along the y-axis. In the same way, if combining of the two, if you see both together, don't concern both together as dx square minus. If you concern the arrangement of the orientation of px and py together to representing the dx square minus y square will get. That is, the 2px is there upon the 3px. Upon that, dx square minus y square will come now. Dx square minus x square minus y square, one number. P dx square minus 1 y square, one more. Combination of these two. Okay, combination of these two double dumbbells will come as dx square minus y square. Now dz square that we have to discuss, very important, dz square. In order to represent the dz square, what we will do is, listen here, actually this is x axis, this is y axis and this is z axis. To make it representation in a proper manner, just I am taking the reference of z axis at the top. Actually this is x and y and this is z. Just instead of seeing from this side, we are seeing from this side. Assume we are seeing from this side now. If you see this side, this is x, this will be z and this will be y. Viewing is different, that's it. Z I want to draw on the board. So I am seeing from the down. If I see from the down like this will be z and this will be y and this will be x. Now I am drawing on this. Suppose this will become z and this will be x now, and y is invisible. Okay, how to draw dz square is, one dumbbell will be allotted. One dumbbell will be allotted along the z axis, and there will be a circle. There will be a circle which is accommodating x and y. In this z axis, dz square, there will not be any double dumbbell, where assuming this as z axis, there will be one dumbbell along the z axis, and there will be a circle. There will be a circle which is representing, which is going to touch or aligning along this y and x. Okay, there will be a circle here which is going, a dumbbell which is accommodated along the z axis, and there is a circle which is occupying along the x and y axis. You can refer to the page number 114, this figure, dz square figure, that is z axis. Along the z axis we have a dumbbell, and along this x axis and y axis we have a sphere. You can refer this figure number 5 in page number 114. Now that alignment, that orientation of S is in the shape of a sphere, understood. Orientation of P in the shape of dumbbell, that we understood. Orientation of D consists of four orientations: dx square, dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square, and dz square. 5 orientations will be, which consist of -2, -1, 0, +1 and +2. For F, how many orientations are there and how it will be, that was our agenda now. Very easy, look like big but it is very easy. For F I am talking here, F. For 4S, ML will be 0. For 4P, ML will be -1, -2, -1, 0, +1. For D, for 4D also same, 4D, -2, -1, 0, +1, +2. That for D, 4 values. For F, how many values? Let's see. For F, suppose 4F I am drawing. 4F, for 4F, F value, L will be 3. So -3 to +3. So -3, -2, -1, 0, +1, +2, +3. That is 7 orientations are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 orientations. But theoretically there are 7 orientations, but these all 7 orientations are considered that are not specified with a respective shape. The remaining space in the atom, the remaining empty space, see, we have a 1s sphere, 2s sphere, 2p, 2px, 2py, 2py, 2pz. Upon that 3s, 2px, 3px, 3py, 3pz. Upon that 3d. That all after that again 4s, 4p, 4d. Remaining space will be there, no? That empty space, that region in that fourth shell, the remaining space is considered as F orbital, where the F orbital does not have any respective desired shape. Okay, I hope you understood this. Just like a glance summary. Okay, this all together, that S orbital, 1s orbital, 2s orbital, 2p orbital, 3s orbital, 3p orbital, 3d orbital, 4s orbital, 4p orbital, 4d orbital, 4f orbital in their respective orientations, that all together combining is the shape of the atom which is being proposed by the Schrodinger. Okay, now Of course, we have one more quantum number, magnetic quantum number, that we will discuss in next session. Like a glance, just summary. If I go with how many orientations can a subshell contains, we have a formula 2l plus 1 formula. Okay, by using 2l plus 1 we can identify how many orientations can a shell contain. Suppose yes, for yes l is equal to 0. How many orientation? Only one orientation, ml is equal to 0. How to get? We have a formula 2l plus 1. 2l plus 1, that is 2. L value how much? 0. 0 plus 1. 2 into 0 is 0 plus 1 is 1. One orientation we have. What is that orientation? ml is equal to 0. Suppose for p l is equal to 1. For p l is equal to 1. Okay. How to get how many orientations are there? That is 2l plus 1 again. 2 into l plus 1. 2 into 1, 2 plus 1, that is equal to 3. 3 orientations, total 3 orientations. How to get to 3 orientations? ml is equal to minus 1, that is minus l to plus l range. 3 orientations, minus 1, that is minus 1, 0, plus 1, 3 orientations. Same way, for D, L value 2, 2L plus 1, 2 into 2 plus 1, 4 plus 1, 5, that is ML minus 1, minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2, 5 orientations. That means to know the number of orientations, we use a formula 2L plus 1. 2L plus 1 will give how many number of orientations, otherwise how many ways a shell can be oriented or organized can be determined by the formula 2l plus 1. Okay, that means p can be oriented in 3 ways: px, py, and pz. Minus 1, 0, and plus 1. D, if it is D, L is equal to 2, 2 into 2 plus 1, 5. That is, it is oriented in 5 ways. That is dx, xy, dxz, dyz, dx square minus y square, dz square. Okay, it contains the respective values and respective number. We have a formula to get it. This is about magnetic quantum number. I hope you understood this session. Next we will discuss about spin quantum and some principles while writing that which are helping to write the electron configuration and all in the next session. Have a nice day. Thank you.